You know how we're told, like, never meet our hero? Well, I have a story that is so freaking amazing about me meeting my hero. I used to work on the airplane at Virgin America. I was a flight attendant, and I hated working first class because I don't like to have to be professional. I like to stand in the back of the airplane and yell at people to sit down. And you can do that when you're working in the back of the airplane. In first class, you have to be nice and professional. And they needed somebody to work first class. So I said, okay, fine, I'll do it. Just this one time. And guess who walked on the airplane? Larry David from Curb Your Enthusiasm. Are you kidding me? My favorite Jewish man in the whole entire world, and I would marry him. He's so funny and he's just so annoying and perfect. So he gets on the airplane. I'm like super excited. I'm like, of all days I worked, I wanted to run up to him and tell him to save me from my job and hire me as an actress. So that didn't happen. But anyways, two things happen on the airplane that I always think about and makes me love him even more. First of all, he is exactly the same type of person on Curb Your Enthusiasm as he is in real life. He wears those crew neck sweaters and like khaki pants. Super nice guy. So he sits down. The flight is happening. All of a sudden, a golden retriever dog comes running from the main cabin up through first class and tries to get out of the cabin door. It's like crawling and whimpering and crying and scratching on the galley door, and everyone's looking at me and I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I'm like, I can't grab this crazy dog, it might bite me. And then all of a sudden I see this guy like crawling up using the seats to like pull himself up to first class, and he's wearing sunglasses. And I say, sir, I'm like, what are you doing? I said, you got to watch your dog, you can't just let him run like crazy. And the guy goes, oh, I'm blind. I said, you're blind? I'm like, I didn't know you're blind. They didn't tell me. Usually the gate agents tell you if there's somebody with a disability. So I'm like, I'm so sorry. So I helped him get his dog that did not bite me. And I led the guy back to his seat because he's blind. I had to help him. And then later on, Larry David came up to the galley where I was sitting, and he was like, how did you know the guy was blind? You wouldn't know, he was wearing glasses. And I was like, yes, you give me Larry David. And then while Larry David was up there, he's like, hey, do you happen to have a menu so I can look to see what you guys have to eat? And I was like, yeah, I have a menu right here. And I pulled out this whole case of menus, and he goes, oh, so you do have menus? And I'm like, yeah, but see, I don't like to give them out because I don't like to be that professional. I didn't tell him that, but anyways, I give him a menu. But this is the thing, when you work first class, you have to be professional, and I feel like we're not a restaurant, we're just an airplane. You don't need to have a menu in first class. It's not that big of a deal. And this is exactly why I worked in the back of the airplane. But anyways, so I gave him the menu, and he's like, I'm so sorry, I can be a pain in the butt sometimes. And I said, but that's why you're rich and famous, Larry David. And he goes, you're right. So I had two magical moments with Larry David, a dog that was trying to get out of the airplane and a guy that was blind, and giving him a menu and him saying he's a pain in the butt. And I say, I know, but that's why you're rich. And so anyways, he did not hire me for Curb Your Enthusiasm, but oh my God, if he ever wants to do it and remake the show, I'm there for you, Larry. I'm there for